Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the GOWEN Racing Podcast here on the channel for episode number 3 on whatever platform you are listening to. It's been close to a month now since our last episode here. Like we said, it would be close to Speed Weeks, and I am here with the 3 main guys that are joining us all year long on the podcast. We started off with Jay.
Hello.
And then we got Eddie.
Howdy.
And of course, we also got Matt O'Brien.
Hello.
So tonight, we actually just got done watching the Busch Clash here for the 2021 season, and if it was a sign of things to come this year, then definitely excited. But we're going to talk about the Clash tonight. We're going to talk about the ENASCAR race that took place on Monday night at the Daytona Oval, as well as we're going to go over a quick overview of what's happened in Nitro recently, and then we will talk about our Daytona 500 predictions, as well as a quick Q&A to end out today's third episode of the GOWEN Racing Podcast. So guys, we're just going to jump into the Clash then. 35 laps, and what was your guys, I want to know what the expectations were before like seeing the race, what we thought was going to happen. I honestly thought it was going to be a snooze fest. I was excited, but I didn't think it was going to be very good compared to what we had last year. But I mean, Matt, what did you think? What was going to happen originally?
With you. So this was me going to this race. I was excited NASCAR was back, but I wasn't really excited for the race because the entire gimmick of doing it on the road course was it was never done before, but we did it last year.
And it was nighttime.
Yeah, but that it was a bit of a clown show race. It was great.
What about you, Eddie?
I mean, I was looking forward to, like Carmen said, NASCAR being back. But I was actually looking forward to this race because I really enjoyed the Daytona road course when we went there the first time last year. And I was really excited to see how it would perform, especially now at night. And with everything speculating that there was going to be rain and they were possibly going to be on the rain tires. And we all saw what Charlotte Roval was with rain tires, and that was very interesting. And then I thought it was going to be something like that. But, I mean, it was just really more exciting just to know that NASCAR's back. And I know people are going to say it was boring, but we got to look on the bright side. We got a race like we all wanted. NASCAR's finally back. And I really just don't see how anybody can complain about that.
Cut real quick. Do you have something playing in the background?
No.
I heard something coming from your mic.
It could be my TV. Oh.
I think that's what it was. Okay, we'll just edit that out. And you said whatever you said, and then I'll just take it over to Jay.
Yeah, just cut it out. My bad.
I'll just edit. No, it won't get copyrighted or anything. I just want to make sure we have that dealt with. All right, and then we'll edit back to now. Jay, what about you? What did you think? Did you think it was going to be crazy or calm, or what did you think was going to happen?
I think we can all say the same thing, that we were just happy for the Clash to happen because it meant that NASCAR was back. But honestly, I was excited for the race, thinking that kind of what happened was going to happen. I obviously not the specifics. I'm not a mind reader or a someone who can tell the future. But I honestly thought that it was going to be a kind of a chaotic race and not completely a snooze fest, and it was. It definitely had some exciting parts, so I was happy to see that. I was happy to see that we got a good Daytona road course race, and I'm happy that the season is finally here.
As am I. I think they also made a really good call going to the smaller spoiler and then the higher horsepower or whatever for this race, because last time we went to the Daytona road course, they ran the normal big spoiler, low horsepower package, didn't they?
I believe
it was
so.
750 low. Yeah, 750 horsepower small spoiler.
Yeah, for tonight, and then last time though it was the big spoiler, right?
It was the big spoiler, but it was still 750.
Oh, okay. Either way,
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought they might have had 750.
Take the spoilers right to where they were tonight for every road course, anyways, which I think they're doing all this year.
Yeah, they are.
But yeah, I mean, we'll just jump into I guess how it started. Ryan Blaney actually started on the pole, and I mean, the start was, if I remember correctly, kind of calm, wasn't it? I don't think anything crazy happened on the initial start. And
Hamlin took the lead and ran away from
him. Yeah. He took the lead. He ran away. I mean, honestly, the first part of the race, that was not very exciting. And then everybody was just throwing dirt on the track through the bus stop on the exit there. And like, did you guys see Truex's car? Like, I don't even know
Yeah.
how he could see out of the windshield.
Yeah, I don't know.
There
It
was
was
several
funny.
cars that were like
There's a
that.
lot of cars. Yep.
And then
But to
Imagine
be
if-
honest, I think the start of the Clash being boring is kind of what we all expect anyways, and it happens every year. It's the guy's first time in the car seeing racing action for 3 months, so it's to be expected. They are getting their feelers back out there, and then towards the end, that's when they're trying to go for a win, and so it gets more exciting. And obviously, we saw that happen.
Mhm.
And I mean, it was interesting to see Hamlin. He started pulling away, and then it seemed like actually Blaney was starting to reel him in. But yeah, with the dirt getting on the track through the bus stop chicane, whatever, they ended up throwing a caution eventually to clean that up, and then that pretty much just ignited everything
Chaos.
for the rest of the race. And they had the first set of pit stops. I know Logano, he actually picked up some damage on the turtle curb. On the left front there when I think he was trying to pass Kyle Busch or something like that. I can't remember. But that affected his car. They came and fixed it. But then I think, was it Blaney that was leading on the next restart?
Yep.
And
then
he
split
centered,
it.
slid into the corner, went off a little bit, and then
Wasn't the biggest end of the night.
yeah,
By a long
no.
shot.
Kurt Busch did an even worse job at one point. So, I can't remember what brought up the well, Harvick went for a spin on that restart, I think it was, or was it no, it was Harvick went for a spin in the dirt out of the bus stop.
Yeah, he started the dirt. He was the guy that started putting dirt on the track because he spun.
Yeah, so he went for a spin. Kevin Harvick, Daytona road course is not a good combination. Last time,
his best performance.
last year it was a disaster for him, and then it turned into the same thing tonight. I don't know actually where he finished. Do you guys know where he finished? 15th?
I have
Yeah,
I have the
something like
results here.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I have the results of 15th.
better than I thought he was going to do.
Finished worse than Ryan Blaney still.
Yeah, Blaney got jumped. So yeah, Harvick, rough one. So and then we saw Blaney overshoot turns one, and then we ended up getting a second caution, which was the competition's quote unquote stage caution. And I thought that when Elliott and them came to the pit lane coming to lap 16, that was not even legal. Based off of what the commentators were saying at first, they were like they have to pit, when Hamlin and them or whatever it was, or no, not Hamlin. I can't remember who originally came in, but it was a couple laps before it ended.
It was Bowman, Eric Jones, and someone else.
Yeah, but either
Well,
way,
that was just a mistake on the commentator's part. They thought that they were going to call the caution on or coming to lap 15, but instead they called it basically coming to lap 16.
Yeah, it was.
So that was just a mistake on the
It
commentator.
was almost 17.
yeah, it was close. I was under the impression that what Elliott and them did was going to get a penalty, but obviously, that
I
did
think
not
it's
happen.
like once the caution comes out, then literally.
Yeah, I think Clash is different.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think it's
go
like
back.
once the caution comes out, then you're not supposed to. But
Right.
like I think because he did it before the caution.
Either way, it worked out for them, and
Truex went big brain mode.
Truex was leading at the time of the caution.
Controller disconnected.
And yeah, he for some reason under caution, I guess he felt he did not need to go through the final chicane coming out of
Even though there was an
04.
arrow saying, "Hey, go
left.
here,"
Yeah.
blinking at
Yeah,
him.
oh, fat arrow. Oh,
Now-
blinking.
Now, if he would have stopped and went again, would he have gotten a penalty?
Yeah. for sure.
No, he would have been fine, I think, because
Yeah.
Bob Pocker's. I mean, unless Bob was wrong or I'm interpreting it wrong. Bob said that the reason he had to restart at the back of the field was because he went through it and did not stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Truex gets sent to the back of the field for the restart, and I was like, okay, that's his race, and he was back in like 20th, and once again, they got back going. Kurt Busch, was he up front at this point?
No, yeah. This is when he took the lead.
Yeah,
and
so,
had it for
Kurt
about 5
Busch-
seconds.
He hauled into turn one, and I thought he was going right onto the barrier. And then he was able to collect the car and turn off, and then he did a nice little loop and run around. And then Cole Custer had his moment where he missed the chicane, stops,
He's like,
car
that
catches
was so
fire.
funny.
Yeah, he was on fire, literally.
He's like, I don't care if it's on fire. I'm still in the race, baby.
He was
And
committed.
The fact that he even came back. The fact that he even came back was hilarious.
Hey,
He was 3 laps down.
He didn't finish last. He didn't
Oh.
fin-
Wait, he continued. Wait, he still finished the race?
Yeah, he was like
came
3
back
laps
Wait,
down.
he did?
He's 3 laps down.
Oh, didn't even know that. Okay.
It's funny. I
I
noticed it was
thought
hard to go. I was telling everybody, I'm like, did we not realize that Cole Custer's back on track 3 laps down?
I had no idea he was still on track. Oh God. I mean, credit to him
Caught
for
on fire,
finishing.
literally.
But yeah, that ignited another restart, and at that point, who was out in front?
I think that was the one where like Blaney and Chase sent it on the outside and like passed like 5 guys.
Yeah, Blaney
Yeah,
threw a
that
block.
It was,
when
yeah.
Hamlin, yep.
So it was Hamlin up front.
Hamlin and Truex, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Blaney got up to second, I think. Oh, that's when Truex did his second choke of the night.
Hamlin ran a really good race, by the way, other than the fact that he pitted and then couldn't do anything after. But Martin Truex Jr. looking like he was going to run away with the victory, and out of the bus stop chicane in the dirt, I guess he just lost grip, and then round he goes into the head on into the safer barrier. And the best part was they were showing a replay of like Keselowski passing someone, and then they just cut back and the 19's in the wall and the car is destroyed. And like I was just like, what the heck just happened? I thought Blaney might have turned him or something, but no, he just
Yeah, I
lost
thought
talent.
he got dumped. I was expecting our race. I was expecting that to have just happened again. That was my immediate first thought.
Lost talent.
No, he just lost talent.
Yeah, it caught me way off guard.
Yeah. Someone needs to make like a TikTok of it of the how in the bloody like beep did you manage to do that?
Yeah, and I was
that
like,
Top Gear soundbite or something.
What a moment for him. He had a very up and down night for Martin Truex Jr. to say the least.
Yeah,
and it finished very down.
Very
finished last.
Yeah, Cole Custer beat him. His car was on fire.
Yeah.
No, Cole Custer beat him.
Oh, Cole Custer beat him.
And then what happened after that? They crashed, and that was when Hamlin came into pit lane, right? And
that was the last restart.
Yeah, Blaney, Hamlin, they pitted, and those were really the two I was keeping an eye on. And Hamlin came back and couldn't do anything after that, and then Blaney, of course, had a good restart. I think Kurt Busch was on the front row again.
Yeah.
And then he overshot again, but obviously not as bad as the original one.
Then you got a tire rub too at some point.
Yeah, tire rub had a pit.
But Elliott, he was leading, and Blaney gave it everything, ran him down, and
with like 8-lap fresher tires.
Got around him. I mean, he like you could tell he definitely used up a lot of his stuff trying to run the 9 down in the first place. But
can't forget about poor Bowman getting clipped
by
spinning 17.
He still finished 7th.
Wait, he finished too? Yeah, his right rear quarter panel was destroyed.
Yeah, he just limped it home.
Yeah, Reddick. I don't know what Reddick was trying to do there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he was just trying to move him. I mean, it was a Tyler Reddick thing to do, so I wasn't surprised. But he just straight up dumped him.
He was full sending into every corner. He was braking really late every single corner.
In turn 1, I noticed it especially.
Yeah.
Like the initial start and then all the restarts, he was just hauling into there and just going wide every time. But yeah, I don't know what he was trying to do. And then unfortunately, Bowman, he almost had it cleared, but then he got clipped like barely, and it just turned the back of his car into the wall. But then yeah, Blaney ran down Elliott, got around him, and we're like, okay, it's over. He's gonna drive away. He did not drive away. Yeah, he did a decent job there, but then, how about, first of all, before we go to the last lap, the pass that Blaney made, though, to take the lead was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. And Chase, and I don't know if any of you guys noticed, but Chase made an unbelievable save.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Kink.
Like, that kink, the guy on the outside, or like, whoever was behind was always let off.
Mm-hmm.
And neither of them did.
Chase just had full intention of sending it.
So did Blaney. That was the best part about it. None of them were lifting there.
Yeah.
And because that was Chase's corner, 100%, and Blaney was just like I'm going for it anyways. And the fact that they both made it was incredible, because it should have been Blaney off the track getting hit by the 9, or the 9 wrecking, and surprisingly none of that happened. The save that Jay mentioned was incredible by the 9 as well. But yeah, then so Blaney took the lead, and it looked like he might have been in good shape. And then all of a sudden, he starts making mistakes, and then he all of a sudden has the 9 car all over him, with half a lap to go. And then he did you notice when he went to the bus stop, his car was just kind of wiggling around, and it was like he was hanging on for dear life, and the 9 car was right on him out of the bus stop. And I think we all had the same idea that one of them was not going to come out of the final chicane, right?
Yeah, no,
yeah, with the way that Chase had that set up and he was sending it up the inside of Blaney, I kind of figured that they weren't going to make it out of there.
And yeah, I mean, they went into the final chicane, and out of Oval 4, Elliott has a really good run, and he lunges to the right-hand side, and they go side by side into the final chicane, and you could tell by the angles before it happened it wasn't going to work, and sure enough, around goes the 12. The 9 and the 12 came together. In my opinion, we'll dive into it a little bit on what we thought of it, but I thought it was a racing deal between them both. They just kind of came together going for the same thing. And unfortunately, Blaney got the worst end of it, and then Kyle Busch comes out of nowhere to sneak by and win. So like just overall a crazy clash. But what did you think though, Jay, of Elliott's move there into the final chicane?
I mean, I don't blame him for doing it. You got to do what you got to do to try and win the race. Certainly sucks that it took out Blaney, and then he didn't even get, he had no momentum and no speed to go and win the race after making that kind of move. But certainly don't blame him, and if you're not trying to win that race, then why are you there, like Blaney said. So can't blame a guy for that, and honestly, I like to see the hard racing.
Yeah, I think that's something that we kind of lack nowadays in the Cup Series sometimes, is drivers being too afraid to do something like that. So it was like a nice refresher to see the 9 just send it and go for it. I mean, unfortunately, he didn't win, or the 12 didn't win, but I mean, still was overall something cool to see. Eddie, what about you? What do you think of it?
I mean, I can go on and on about this, and I have the facts to prove it. I literally just listened to, while we're all talking, interview that Chase just did with Bob Pockris about what happened in the end just now, and he was clarifying, saying that if he's sorry for what he did for racing for the win, then he's in the wrong business. And I'm pretty sure everybody that's racing there isn't sorry about anything they do nowadays. They don't really care. I mean, if I was Chase, I would do the same exact thing. I mean, Blaney, in my opinion, just choked. Just straight out choked
he
it.
shouldn't have been in that position in the first place, right?
No. Blaney was on fresh tires. Chase didn't have any tires left for like the last 15 or so laps. Blaney had the freshest tires along with like Hamlin and a bunch of others. If Ryan Blaney has fresh tires and he's by Chase Elliott, there is no, in God's name, reason why you shouldn't have been able to pull away by at least a second to maybe a second and a half from him. You flat out choked. You worried too much. He over exaggerated the corners and every part of the infield. Like he said, he messed up turn 1 again. He messed up a couple times in the infield to give Chase the advantage. Chase even sent it a couple times to even make it close enough. But the fact that Chase was even able to do that in the first place is all on Blaney's fault. But that's all I'm saying. I think he just flat out choked it. And like Chase just said to Bob Pockris, basically, if he's sorry about wrecking for somebody for the win, you're on damn business.
I'll be honest. If I was in Ryan Blaney's spot, knowing Chase Elliott's history at road courses, I would have done the same thing. I would have choked so hard because I would have been terrified. Like, the guy's so good at road courses, there's no way I would have had a clean lap.
The fact that he's able to maintain that kind of distance on old tires just shows how good he is.
I mean, it does help when the guy in front of you choked the whole thing away.
No, but still,
he spent the whole lap.
He was able to pull off on Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch was even on fresh tires. I get Kyle was there by like, what, maybe less than a second? Yeah, like a second and a half or something like that. But Chase was able to stay with him, even though he's choking through the whole thing. Chase was still able to manage it on old tires.
What about Matt? What about you? What do you think about it?
Okay, I'm with Eddie on Blaney choking. Obviously, Blaney didn't choke the very last turn because, well, Chase Elliott just sent it in. Basically dumped him. But that's the last lap, last turn. But I'm with him because the tires fall off super hard at the road course. That is, I've said it many times, like privately between us, that I think Blaney's a choke god, and he just proved it again tonight.
He has a history of choking, a lot. So, I mean, were you really surprised to see him kind of throw it away?
Nope.
Exactly. Like, it's like when Ryan Blaney's leading a race with less than like a few laps, 10 laps to go at an oval,
he's gonna lose. He's gonna find it. Yeah. He'll find a way to lose.
It's like I was saying before we recorded. It's like Kyle Larson, in my opinion, was like the choke artist. But now like Blaney is just like
Blaney's
top of
flying
it.
colors.
Oh yeah,
Taking it with flying colors.
it's unreal.
Because like, at what like people say, oh, it's just bad luck. But honestly, at what point can you stop? You have to stop saying it's bad luck at some point.
Absolutely. I mean, tonight you should have just driven away. You know. Like,
Yeah, he should have won this race by almost 2 seconds.
just like he ran him down, no problems from like
Passed
a
him and
very good gap behind Elliott. Like he did a great job running him down. He just choked after that.
I don't know.
And it's just like, oh my god. I mean, and I was like, 2021 Ryan Blaney, he's after the last few years of choking. I was like, he's gonna get it figured out, and he starts off the season like that. It's like, oh my god, Ryan. So I mean, honestly, what do you expect from Blaney? Do you think he's actually gonna kind of figure it out and stop having these issues, or what, Matt?
Maybe someday.
Maybe someday. What about you, Eddie?
I mean, I can go back onto what was it, the spring Talladega race or whatever it was when we went there, where he
When he won?
when he won, where he basically wrecked out about like half the field because he put Eric Jones on the fence on the last lap on the
Yeah,
trouble.
I remember that.
I feel like that was still given to him. I feel like he shouldn't have won it. I honestly to this day think that Ricky Stenhouse or Eric Jones could have won that race easily, but I mean, the man had switched crew chiefs from Jeremy Bowens to Todd Gordon. When you have Todd Gordon, the man that helped Joey Logano go successfully well in the series, I don't know what else you can do, to be honest with
All right,
you.
I'm gonna throw it also in here. People were trashing like on the internet and social media. Blaney fans would trash Jimmy Bolin, absolutely trash him, and they get rid of him.
Keselowski to a championship 4.
Quietly, like one of Brad's best seasons ever, and Blaney was Blaney.
God awful.
Good enough to be a playoff contender. Not
and then
good
choke
enough
in the first round.
Yeah, not good enough to actually do it.
Threw it away in the first round.
Oh man, Ryan Blaney, man. I'll tell you what. I feel like the only race that like got taken away from him that wasn't him choking was that Las Vegas race last year. When he was leading, and then that caution came out. But other than that, it's just always been on him. Like, but like,
well, Bowman was catching him though, so he probably was.
Honestly, he was gaining a ton.
He was faster too.
And you look at the whole like crew chief thing. Like, yeah, he's got Todd. I think this is a make or break year for Ryan Blaney.
No.
Last year,
like a
he just signed like a multi-year.
Did he really?
Extension.
Yeah, he's like 2024 or something.
Okay, he's fine.
The only reason I think they did that is because he's young.
It's insane that like, bias me coming out that quotation marks Eric Jones got screwed quotation marks, but Blaney and Byron are gonna just get multi-year extensions for not doing amazing. Especially
Byron. Blaney does have sponsorships, and also Joe Gibbs is shown to be one of the most
ruthless.
I say this loosely, one of the most penny pinching owners in the series. He will kick you out for somebody he thinks who can run. If you're running 20th and he thinks a guy can run 19th, he's gonna kick you out for that guy.
Agreed.
So it's expected to happen from JGR.
Yeah, at this point. Yeah.
I mean, personally, I have a hard time respecting the way Joe Gibbs kind of operates with how they've treated their drivers and stuff. You look at like Daniel Suarez. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Daniel Suarez, but how they rushed him up into that 19 car for Carl Edwards.
Suarez is just a product of horrible timing.
Yeah, terrible timing, and a lot of people don't realize as well what happened internally. I remember Jeff Gordon really emphasizing what was going on with that 19 team. They got completely shuffled up, and like it was a completely different team. And Suarez, and then he had his crew chief leave him within a few races. But Suarez is a great example. His career got completely messed over, and he's trying to rebuild, of course. Eric Jones now
in the same spot.
Jones, similar situation. I think Eric Jones is good, but he got screwed.
All right. This is really funny. So Bob Parker's tweeted out like crew changes this season. All right. All but one member on the 20 team got changed. On the pit crew, the team in general, all but one.
Took long enough.
If I'm not mistaken,
They're gonna try to fix the issue after the fact.
Kyle Busch was saying earlier this week that he is pretty much the 20 car now, right? I saw him.
He did.
Yeah, so Kyle Busch is pretty much the 20 car because I remember him saying he felt like he actually got fired from the 18. And
I mean, look at that. He just won the class.
Yeah,
you know?
so.
Wait, hey, you know what? Hey, Eric Jones won the class last year with the 20.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but he didn't go on to win a race the rest of the season.
Well, you know what? Kyle Busch almost did that last year, so we'll see what happens this year.
I think
yeah.
this is Kyle's like maybe a year or two before he announces, "Hey, I'm calling it quits."
He's 30.
Nah, he's still young.
No, yeah, I doubt
He's
that.
got 10 years in him, man. He's still got
Yeah.
10 years at least.
I mean, oh wait, yeah, you're right. What the hell was that?
So,
Honestly, in my opinion, I think
be
it's time
true,
for Kyle
actually.
Busch to maybe consider finding a new team. I don't know what team, but I'm not sure.
I think
yet.
they'll work it out.
He'll never live.
Yeah, I think he's a lifer there. Yeah.
He's like Hamlin.
And, yeah, Hamlin. I mean, obviously to the end of
Well,
his
he
career.
just signed. He just signed again.
Yeah,
Unless he
he's.
makes his own team.
So, anything notable? Want me to just go through the top 10 and anything noticeable to stand out?
Before we move on to that, one more notable, another Joe Gibbs quote unquote driver, Matt DiBenedetto.
Yeah,
he drove for them in Xfinity a whole bunch of years ago. They dumped him.
Yeah,
he comes into their program, does really good, nearly wins the race against Denny Hamlin at Bristol. They dump him. It's just like for Christopher Bell.
It will be very funny if Bell doesn't turn out anywhere near what they expect him to be, because they've put all their eggs in the basket for him. Everything.
There's no reason for him to not run well.
I'm gonna stay silent on the DiBenedetto issue because I could rant for an hour about that whole mess.
We could. I mean, I could rant for an hour against JGR with how they've done all their drivers. I mean, myself and Jay are victims to that. Of me being a fan of Suarez, Jay being a fan of DiBenedetto,
I'm a victim.
And yeah, Karma as well. Matt, a fan of Jones. So, yeah.
Hey, you know, he had a really good race tonight.
And
I got something we could talk about.
Oh, what's
to be
that?
honest.
It's unfortunate before you get to that, Eddie. It's unfortunate that 3 out of the 4 of us here, our favorite drivers, don't have a secured future in NASCAR in the Cup Series, anyways.
Not
All 3 of
necessarily
them talented
because
guys,
yeah.
all 3 of them. Well, okay, Suarez, yeah, I guess that's true, but we don't know how good of a team that's going to be. And then
I don't
obviously
think that
DiBenedetto
team's going to be very good.
Jones.
Well, Matty D needs to find a ride.
Yeah,
Eric Jones doesn't need to find. Eric Jones' deal from what
I think
understand-
he's solidified in the RPM. to
I
be
agree.
honest.
I think he's got a solid future there.
So this is Eric Jones's deal from what I've read and understood is that it's 2 years, but at least 2 years. But Eric has the option to leave at any time. So let's say Kurt Busch is going to retire. He can leave to go to the 1 car, for example. So basically, Eric has a very
That
powerful
would be
position.
interesting.
Eric has a lot of freedom here, so if something opens up.
That
Or
would be
hey,
hella
here's a good
interesting.
one. Eric Jones to the 10 car.
DiBenedetto,
DiBenedetto, in my opinion, should go to the 10.
I 100% agree.
We'll find out.
Although it
The only
seems
one
like
that really makes sense in all the world right now, to be honest.
I agree. I think he's in a good position to be in a very good team next year.
And in all honesty, I know Austin Cindric's making his debut, possibly making his debut for the 500. We don't know if he has to make it through the duels, but if
No, I mean, he can lock himself in tomorrow night.
oh yeah, that too, yeah. But like, I feel like this is gonna show Sunday if Austin Cindric really is that kind of deal.
I think Sunday's a
No,
terrible
it's
way
a
to
play
show.
race. It's
Yeah,
a play
no, I
race.
understand that, but it's like if you know somebody's gonna be good in a cup car, you'll know on a super speedway how he reacts around everybody else, how he does on pit road, how he handles with the car and everything. It doesn't.
Mm,
He has to prove himself.
no, I don't agree with
I
that.
don't.
Is he
I don't
scheduled to do any other races?
I
They
thought it was rumored that he might do a road course.
they want to do multiple races, but the only one they said is the 500. There is no. It would be insanely dumb of Penske not to have him do at least a road course.
Oh yeah,
He should
no.
do multiple. Like, okay, let's say he does 6 races. He's doing the 500. I say you do 2 road courses and then 4 ovals, and then the rest are just ovals.
I agree. I think you'll be a top 10 easily on the road courses too.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised if he won.
I
think
think
the road courses should be Road America and the Indy road course. To be honest,
Indy road course would be a good one. I mean Daytona road course even. But I think Cindric.
He's done Road
They would have
America and
announced
Xfinity.
They would have announced that by now.
Yeah, probably. I think he could be a good contender against Elliott on the road courses, in top equipment. So, Eddie, you mentioned you wanted to talk about something there. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah. So where did Ty Dillon finish tonight?
He finished 18th. So I think something at the end happened, but we didn't see it.
More
He
than
18.
Because I saw him in 10th with like 5 to go.
I remember him having he was doing good most of the night. Like I remember to see him in the top 10 most of the night. I just feel like I wish Gaunt Brothers would just stick with a full-time schedule and just give the guy a chance because I really think he has potential, but it just has to be dependent on the ride. Because
Right.
look at Austin Dillon. To be honest, he's in RCR equipment, yeah, but he can finish in good equipment. Ty Dillon's done the same thing through the Xfinity program, like Austin, but it's like he didn't get the good deal in getting in the good equipment.
Hey, Austin Dillon's won 3 races. You can say anything about him. He still won 3 times in RCR.
Like, you gotta understand too, Austin and Ty both ran through the same exact thing each other have. Austin went to the trucks for RCR, then he went up to Xfinity, then Ty went to the trucks. Then when Austin went to the Cup, Ty moved up from trucks to Xfinity in the same car. But then Ty got the worst part of it by going to the shittier Cup team. Literally. But it's like, I feel like he's proven before, like he's won stages. I get it was at like the worst tracks like Talladega and the road courses and stuff. But yeah, he's won stages. And I feel like if he had a chance to go in a decent ride equipment, like put him in, for instance, like I'm just blowing it out my butt here, but like Levine Family or get him a second ride in 23XI, seriously. Or give him a track house or whatever. Get him in something that has good equipment and a good crew. I feel like he can do good just like his brother. I'm not even kidding. I just think he needs the chance. I really do.
I think Ty Dillon is in a position similar but a little bit worse, of course, than or as Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones, who
it's a lot worse
because
he doesn't even have a situation. He's got like 2 races.
But I compare him to like Suarez, Jones, who, in my opinion, are very talented individuals who were put in a position they shouldn't be in, and now are paying the price for it. Like I think they should be, all 3 of those guys. I think should be in top rides, and unfortunately, they're subpar rides. I mean, the Trackhouse car, I don't know what to expect, of course,
it's RCR,
from that team.
it's
but
an RCR
yeah, when I hear it's an RCR thing, I'm like, okay, he's gonna. I mean, mid-20s,
15th to 10th, maybe.
I don't expect top 10s at all.
Well, I mean, you gotta look at how they perform at the short tracks, kind of. I mean, Austin Dillon almost won the Richmond playoff race last year.
Well,
that'll be their chance, yeah.
And Tyler Reddick finished good at Homestead too.
Well, this is the unfortunate thing of the competitiveness and the level that NASCAR and especially the Cup Series is at today, where you have guys, you basically have the whole field almost has really, really, really good talent, and they all could win races. There's just not enough money or good rides out there for them, and so you have guys like Eric Jones and Ty Dillon and some other guys who could be winning races in low to mid tier equipment, and they can't get anything better because all the top riders are full by the guys who have shown that they're able to win races and win championships and stuff like that.
I'll tell you, if you would have told me after Eric Jones' first year in the 77 car that in just a few years he would get demoted to the 43 car, I would not believe you whatsoever.
No, I don't think I will.
Just wow, what a weird career path he's on. I mean, I hope he can work his way back up. It's gonna be tough, but with that contract you mentioned,
if he can run like he did tonight,
where did he finish?
Yeah, I got 8th.
Okay, not bad. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where that team is. They seem to actually got pretty good funding already. Honestly, like seems like they have better funding than what they used to have right now.
No, they don't.
It's hard to. I don't know, we'll see. But
they've been very quiet on their sponsorship. I don't know who they actually have and don't.
Was there any other notable things that happened tonight?
Other than no,
I
Not
don't really,
that I
to be
can think
honest.
of, no.
Well, one other note: all of Hendrick finished in the top 7.
Oh, there you have it. I expect every Hendrick driver to be good at road courses because they have their whole road course training thing they do.
They got something. They got something figured out.
Yeah, they know what they're doing.
Oh, hey, Larson didn't finish in the top 10.
Ha ha ha.
Didn't even finish in the top 20.
He didn't finish last though.
Correct.
I don't think the SHR cars did pretty good.
Harvick didn't do good.
Yeah.
Highest SHR car was Almirola in 12th.
I was gonna say Eric Almirola did exactly what I expected: mediocrity the whole time.
If there was ever a definition for mediocre, Eric Almirola.
Nothing even went wrong for him. He had a good
Like,
race.
he's good at he's good enough to be in Cup, but
Not good enough to be in the ride he's in.
no.
Yeah.
He swap him and Eric Jones. I mean, put him back in the 43. But
I mean, you did.
yeah, I did do the exact because that's where he belongs. Okay, like anyways, I guess we'll move on from the clash tonight. Overall, you know what? Let's just give it out of 10. Everyone give their like quick rating. I'm gonna go with out of 10. I'd give it a 7.5, and I justify that because great finish, of course, and really good racing to the end. But the first part of the race was just so boring. So I just dog points just for that. But a 7.5 on my scale, that's a pretty good race. What about you, Jay?
I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Any reason to justify, or just?
I mean, it was a much better race than last year, in my opinion.
I agree.
Having him riding around in a train into the last 5 laps and then wrecking in the last 5 laps of the race, taking an hour and a half to do because we have 3 red flags and all that kind of stuff. So
Right. Eddie,
I was okay with it.
you got a rating?
I'm gonna give it a 9.
9. Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 9 just based off of first off, the restarts were wild. Every single restart was nuts. Somebody either screwed up going into the first turn, or they were 3 wide going into it, or somebody was off in the grass, or it was just 3 wide everywhere. And then when they finally got settled down after it, then you started to see like it kind of got boring and whatnot. But like there kind of was racing it somewhere every time, besides like a little bit after the restart. And then just again, the ending was just fantastic, and I would just love to see more of that because that was just fun. It was just that's literally how they needed to start off the season. I'm not even kidding. Even though it wasn't a points paying race, that's literally how it needed to start. Something exciting and something climactic like that to give
it's something that gets the fans involved.
Yes, literally
Give
give
people
everybody
something to
something to
talk
talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just a fantastic way to start.
What about you, Matt? What was your score?
8 out of 10.
Okay. I had the lowest one.
The beginning really kills it.
Yeah, that's what I said. The beginning, just the reason I dog points.
Yeah.
But yeah, I actually agree with Eddie though. Great way
I
to
want to say one thing though.
All right.
After this race, we're gonna be so disappointed next Sunday. Next Sunday. No, not this Sunday. Next Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be a lot more calm.
Chase Elliott's just gonna win.
Yeah,
lead 40 out of the 60 laps. You're just like, bleh.
I also want to add something to all this. I think we need to start thinking about possibly making the Daytona road course a night race because I think it was just fantastic as a night race.
I think any road course they can do under the lights. I mean, the better the Roval. Aren't they doing the Roval under the lights this year or next year?
They were
because they were talking about adding lights.
Okay.
Because when they did it for the Xfinity race, that was fun. When it was it was in the rain and at night. Oh my god!
You know, we got
this was perfect. 7
road courses this year. I really hope at least one of them is a rain one because that Xfinity Roval race with the rain.
The odds are in our more in our favor than they have ever been.
They are, and I hope this is.
Hey, you want to know something though? This is what's gonna happen because I've seen the weather report. It looks pretty bad this entire weekend.
Yeah.
It's like 50% plus the entire weekend. So it's gonna rain all. It's gonna rain all this weekend, and then it's gonna be sunny all next weekend for the road course race.
Would much rather have that the opposite. Did they?
Yeah.
Was the weather out for Monday?
I believe it's like rain till Tuesday.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. I want to see them rain for the road course, like Gary said, because I want to see them on the rain tires.
At the same time, I mean, it's Daytona, it's Florida. I mean, of course, I'm nowhere near there, but every year I see Daytona races. The weather is just insane. It changes like crazy. So, we really won't know until race day what the weather is going to be. So, but I guess before we move on into the Coca-Cola ENASCAR stuff, we're going to quickly dive into our Nitro Racing League stuff over on the Xbox side. We're going to just take a few minutes to talk about that real quick. So we are now into the second round of the playoffs. We just did our
Round
first
of 8.
race, New Hampshire, Karma. What's round of 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay, round of 8, and basically, apparently, I keep forgetting to mention this in my videos. So we're just gonna do it right here, I guess. I might probably still put it in the video for the next one if I
I
can
think you
remember.
should, just because I don't think a lot of people are gonna watch all
Yeah.
the way through.
So Karma has a quick announcement here regarding his position in the Nitro League. I'll just let you take it away.
Yeah. So I announced this 3 weeks ago at this point,
Yeah, something like that.
something like that. That I'm not gonna be in the 20 next season.
Where are you gonna be?
Oh.
Yeah, there you have it, everybody. So Karma leaving the 20 car.
That might be sarcasm, but no, I mean, when I announced it in the Discord, everyone was like, what is going on? Because I'm the only driver to never change numbers in 9 seasons. So
Well, it'll be interesting.
it's kind of like the equivalent of like Jimmy Johnson leaving. It would be like Jimmy leaving the 48.
Yeah,
like
you would never thought that would
Nitro.
happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So and no one's figured it out in Nitro where I'm going. Besides,
I know.
I know.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, everyone else will
But,
have to stay tuned in though.
Yeah, and then no one's also figured out who's gonna be in the 20 either. So
I mean, you can literally compare Jimmy to you because you guys haven't won yet this season, and you
The
should.
downfall.
and I have the most titles in Nitro.
But yeah, I mean, we had our first race of the second round of the playoffs, and I mean,
Pain.
the race as a whole. We'll all just really quick go over our races. I myself, overall, the race was boring. It's New Hampshire, expected, and
Could not pass for a word.
inside. You couldn't pass on the inside to save your life. I had a very calm race. Ran about 5th to 6th to 7th. Had a tough time passing Matt at certain points, but it became a lot easier.
Don't worry, the game helped out with that one.
You'll find out very shortly how it became easier for me to pass him. But overall, final stage, we just pretty much ran 3rd and 4th the whole time. Finished 3rd. It was a very simple, straightforward race for myself. Eddie, you didn't have any glitch issues, so I'll let you go first on how your race was.
So we were at New Hampshire on a NASCAR Heat 5 game, and basically that.
It's pretty much all you need to know from him.
Pretty much that. It was not it, Chief.
He had a rough race. I don't
know why that track isn't decommissioned yet on NASCAR Heat 5, and we'll just figure it out. So whoever's making the next game on NASCAR, hey, can we get me on insights for New Hampshire? I mean, sheesh.
Hey, with next season being a much shorter season, I don't think you have to worry about this track anymore.
Please, for the love of God, take it off the schedule.
I agree. I actually agree with that.
Oh my God.
Although that's where my first Nitro win came, actually, my rookie year.
Don't care, take it off.
But there is 2 other people in this podcast hosting with us that had issues in this race. Both had the same issue. The first one to become a victim of this issue was Matt himself, and yeah, I mean, what happened?
So, I've heard this happen to other people all the time, right? And so basically, me and Gary were battling for like 5th or something at this point in stage 2. I was gonna split the stage in half because I didn't think tires mattered that much. Being like on a few lap older tires didn't matter that much in my opinion. So I was gonna short pit, and when I went into my pit stop, it like froze for like 4 seconds. It was just stuck there. I was like, man, I'm screwed. I'm gonna lose so much time now. And then it's unfrozen. It's like, oh, lost connection to server. But it wasn't internet because I never left the party. And everyone can know that because I never left, right?
No, yeah, you were good.
Yeah, so I know it's happened to other people. It just bit me in the
that was Karma's race right there.
And 3 laps later,
we'll hand it over to Jay. What happened?
Well, Karma, we either win together or we choke together, I guess, because it was Talladega, we're 1-2, and then we choke it coming to the pit road by speeding, and then there's New Hampshire, we're both running, not great, but decent enough. And we both go to pit, and we get lag killed.
Thank God Durham choked. Thank God.
Yeah, I was basically trying to pull the same strategy as Karma. It was maybe 2 or 3 laps later for me, and I was wanting to short pit, go into the box. The car freezes, and I'm thinking, oh no. And then
Huh.
I went through my
It
pit
was
stop
like
and I
3 to
saw
4
I saw
seconds,
the
right?
cars still going, and I thought I was fine. I pulled out of the pit box, and then there was just a line of ghost cars.
And
I knew it was over.
and the freeze was like 3 to 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a
Man,
freeze for
if
like
I-
half a second, and I got scared.
Yeah. Yeah. So, man, if I didn't leg out, I would be like pretty secure, like 8 points to the good,
You
probably.
would be, yeah.
You guys
Because
are
I was
both
running
one
really
below.
good for. Huh?
You guys are both one below now, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's,
not-
it's basically 3 guys fighting for one spot at this point,
Yeah.
unless somebody wins.
So it's gonna be entertaining.
All right, AJ. Not to be a douche, but I'm not really worried. You could be 10 points ahead of me and going to the robot. Still probably pass you.
Probably, yes. I am legitimately expecting to finish last, like 5 laps down at the Roval. I'm so bad at that track.
So yeah, 2 races left in the second round of the playoffs. The elimination races, the Roval. I don't even know what the next one is though.
It's the 600.
Oh yeah, Coca-Cola 600. That'll be
Extra
interesting.
stage, so extra stage points.
Yeah,
too,
I mean
so-
that's honestly a possibility. That's some potential for 2 drivers like you guys, Matt and Jay. Eddie, of course,
gotta be
isn't
looking at
even
news.
in the point situation. You say you
News.
got more news.
So tech is officially clear. Kyle Busch is passed as the winner. And the only thing that has been noted is Brad Keselowski has been getting a monetary fine for having one loose lug nut.
Oh,
Oh no!
bad boy, bad Brad.
Disqualify that man.
Well, there
Yeah,
you have that. Keselowski with a fine. So I mean that's pretty much all we had though for Nitro. Next
Yeah,
week,
that's pretty.
Coca-Cola.
Well, there was
600.
the.
We're not gonna talk about that one.
Okay,
We'll just say
okay.
Andrew and Jonathan, they had their moments again, and they went at it in the party chat. Some things were said I did not appreciate.
Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it short and sweet. I'm with Andrew on this one.
That is all we need to know. Moving on, everybody, to now. As you guys know, we had the clash tonight, but last night we had the ENASCAR race on iRacing for the Coca-Cola Series. All 4 of us in here, big fans of the
I'm a new
ENASCAR
fan.
series. Yeah, Matt's a new fan. He kind of came in last year. You started watching.
Like I was in the playoffs. So that's
Yeah, I've been watching for a few years now. But basically, they went to Daytona, the Oval, last night, and it turned out to be a
Amazing.
great race. And I'm gonna just let Jay. He's actually having a situation right now. So Jay, I just want to really quickly get your thought on what that race.
Thanks for exposing me.
What were your thoughts on the race?
I mean, considering the Conti one, very good race. It was obviously with them being, well, they weren't 3 wide the whole race, but they were 3 wide for a good portion of it, especially up towards the front. Which I was really surprised to see that very outside lane with only 4 or 5 guys be able to hold themselves up towards the front and almost challenge for the lead at any moment. So the race was extremely exciting, and obviously happy to see Conti win. Would have been a little bit better to see it come down to the wire instead of a off turn 4 and basically you already know who's won. But it was an overall fun race to watch.
I agree. There was a couple incidents. There was one earlier in the race. We'll dive into it more in just a little bit because there was actually some interesting things that went down. But basically, Ryan Lutza, Malik Ray, and Zach Novak, they all came together. There was an incident. No caution, I don't think, came out. Yeah, no, the
there
state
was
green.
no caution in the
Yeah.
race.
So yeah, but then it was pretty calm. Quote unquote calm. Great racing all around. Double file, 3 wide. Really good race. Green flag pit stops where we saw a few minor incidents happen and whatnot. And then on the last lap of turn 4, there was a humongous crash. And everybody got wiped
It's
out.
Talladega
consummated.
2012 all over again.
It pretty much, and it was spectacular. Logan Clampett went through the sky. Ray Alfale got collected after hanging back, anyways. But Michael Conti picked up the victory, so congratulations to him. I want to get a Coca-Cola driver on the podcast one day, by the way. Hopefully,
That would be lit.
I reached out to Lutza on Twitter. He didn't respond. So yeah,
Conti.
yeah, we could reach for Conti at one point. I want to get them in here.
I'd wait until we get, I guess, a little more
more comfortable and more like we know what we're doing. I want to wait till that point before we bring in a guest. So that will be a while till we ever bring in a guest. Probably later in the year if we do. But yeah, I mean overall, the Coca-Cola guys, in my opinion, always put on a really good show. and they proved exactly that Monday night in the season opener at Daytona. They actually go to Miami in a few weeks, so no race next week. But yeah, like I said, Jay said he thought it was a good race. I thought it was a tremendous race. And Matt, what did you think of the race?
It was good.
It's good. It was good.
I mean,
yeah, you're right.
Jay saying he was surprised the very outside worked. I think me and Gary and Outbreak doing enough iRacing probably aren't surprised at all that was happening.
Well aware you can make that third lane. You can make that third lane roll.
How it looks like.
Yeah, pretty much.
But see, in our leagues, us going 3 wide usually involves us like wrecking horrifically.
More exponential.
That's probably gonna be us in NIS this week too.
Probably.
More than likely the rest of the year. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean it's probably as like an entire race, the quality of the race as a whole is probably gonna be better than the actual 500 because they were going at it all race.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I doubt it's definitely not gonna happen because of stages at plate tracks. Because IMO stages don't work at plate tracks and road courses in NASCAR, but that's a whole new topic. But no, it was really entertaining. Happy to see Conti win. So it was really good.
Right. Yeah. It wasn't. I will say it was not as spectacular as last year at Daytona. I remember they were 3x3 through the whole pack, pretty much the whole race. There was like no break. It was insane. And then they also crashed coming to the finish, but they actually waited to the tri-oval last year. So, but anyway, I mean, I'm going to take a long shot here and guess that you also enjoyed the race.
Yeah, I did, even though my guy didn't win. I mean, I'm still happy with Conti winning. I mean, he's my second to none, basically.
Your guy Clampett?
Yeah,
Okay.
I really like Clampett a lot. I mean, I was really excited when he made the move to William Byron Esports. I think Clampett's my favorite for the championship this year, to be honest, because I think he needed to get away from Parker Kligerman Esports and go to a championship-winning team, to be honest. I'm not dissing Parker Kligerman's Esports because I think they're a great team, but I think him pairing with Nick Ottinger and the whole Chevy camp and everything with William Byron, I think that's just like a good mix for him. And yeah, I just think with him winning the Clash the other week and then how he performed tonight, last night. I was thinking tonight, but no. Yeah, I think he just proved that he's good. I mean, he was just patient with everything and did what he needed to do, and then went up to the front when he should have, and did what he could have until yeah, he was flying through the air.
Yeah, he ended up through the sky on top of other cars. Ray Alfalo included, my guy. But overall, great race. And you know, one thing though that they have implemented, I didn't realize they implemented this till we were watching the race, but they are doing the win and you're in thing. 100%. I'm extremely against that in real NASCAR, and now they're bringing it into Coca-Cola. I'm so against that. I hate that so much. Like
also the Road to Pro, they made it a lot more easier to make it now, which is gonna be interesting.
I saw Winval is gonna be doing that this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do it too.
I might dabble in it, but the whole win and you're in thing, in my opinion, that should not be a thing. Now in the playoffs, if you're a playoff driver, you win a playoff race, you should advance. But if you're 23rd in points and you steal a win or something from luck at Pocono, you should not be locked into the playoffs, in my opinion.
Do not let fuel mileage win a race.
Yeah, that same. It's fuel mileage. Anyway, if you're like, I mean, a win should not lock you in. That's case closed. Coca-Cola Series, real NASCAR, case closed, should not be a thing. But so the one kind of main thing we want to touch on about the Coca-Cola racers, there's this whole post-race argument that went down mainly between 3 drivers, Zach Novak, Malik Ray, as well as Ryan Lutza, and basically the fight or argument was about apparently Zach as well as Malik had felt that Lutza couldn't hold his lane was basically what they're saying, right?
Yeah, that's what I got.
And then Lutza kind of said he was being pinched a little bit. And I mean, there was some replays shown from Lutza and his chase cam of his car, and like I think myself and Eddie were kind of agreeing, like we didn't really see a lot of movement come from Lutza, and he was just following Zelensky, and honestly to us looked like Novak was a little bit further down, and almost like a bit of it was on him, right? You agree, Eddie?
Yeah, I mean, he was just going way aggressive, in my opinion, laterally. I think he was like when you look at it from the pitcher's perspective, Luza was lined up behind who was it,
Zelensky.
Conti or Zelensky? Oh yeah, Zelensky. He was basically lined up with his back bumper, and Malik was pushing Novak, and Malik was even on like straight in the center, but Novak was more down to the left, almost like side drafting Luza. But like it was netcode, and yeah, I get it, but there's no reason why Novak should be even as close as he is to Luza, because basically that's just asking to be right, to be honest. Like that early, and you're in a 3 wide situation, not the smartest idea in my opinion, but like I was watching Malik's perspective at that point, and I understand his frustration and all with the whole argument and whatnot, but I think Novak needs to take a little bit of understanding to realize that he kind of made the mistake when he looks back at it, because there's no reason why he should be even going that aggressive that early in the race. I get what was it, like lap 30? Yeah,
Something like
they weren't
that,
even
yeah.
they weren't even halfway.
It was right in around there.
Yeah, they weren't even. There was no reason for that at all.
Yeah, and there was
I just don't understand that.
a lot of back and forth between those three on Twitter. I mean, overall, I personally thought the argument was really silly. Regarding how it happened. It was netcode mainly. What were we saying, Karma?
Plate racing.
Yeah, I mean, it was plate racing, exactly. Even Haley Deegan's boyfriend felt the need to get involved in this, and I was like, of course, it's Chase Cabry. But I won't get started on him. Anyways, yeah, I mean, they went back and forth. Silly argument was all it was, and it'll be interesting to see kind of how that goes, because I guess they are teammates internally with their whole whatever they got going on the inside. Of course, like on the track, they're different teams, but like it's interesting how that works. And Eddie, you were mentioning last night you were watching like Malik's stream or something, and they were like talking about maybe even getting rid of Ryan on the internal team.
Yeah, they were talking about it, and then Luza even came into the stream asking, "How do you get rid of a sub?" So I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it was just joking around because Malik was like kind of laughing it off a little bit, but like at the same point, he was like looking kind of serious, this or not. But like that whole team, I think it's like built around most of the Ford guys, to be honest. And I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, and I've seen Luza race before and all that. He's a serious type of guy. Like he's like me, to be honest. He doesn't like dealing with anybody's stupidity and whatnot.
Right.
It's just he wants to win. I think he's even a little bit more frustrated. I think he's keeping the frustration of last year with the championship race with him too. I think that's what's really getting to him again.
Yeah, Luza.
Like, because I understand why he was all mad about that, and I mean I'll blame him for being mad, but I think he's carrying it over this year, and like he wants to use it as like a fuel for the fire to try to win as much as he can.
Right, yeah, I mean, he had the championship completely stolen away from him last year when Zelensky hooked him
He
into
led like
turn
most
3.
of the laps in that race too. He was
Yeah.
like the best car out of all the 4.
He had a really good like long run car in that race. And Jay, what did you think about that whole thing there with Novak and them?
The argument on Twitter, that's what you're asking about?
I mean, the incident and the argument, pretty much.
Okay, well, yeah, the incident, I mean, the incident to me was just, obviously there was some netcode involved, but also just a racing incident. And then the whole Twitter thing was, they were just blowing it out of proportion. And you know, maybe shouldn't have been going at each other like that on Twitter, but I agree with Eddie. I think Luz is holding in still some anger and some frustration from the championship basically being just robbed of him and completely taken away with something out of his hands happening. So that's probably why that situation bowled over so bad, and Malik just not. Well, no, I'm not gonna personally say anybody. Just everybody kind of being hot headed and arguing about something that probably should have been argued about.
Yeah, I mean, overall, great race. Some drama involved. I mean, NASCAR is back and we got all this drama going on as well. But I mean, I don't really think there was anything else that was notable that happened in the Coca-Cola Series race, other than the fact that they go to Miami 2 weeks time, February 23rd, if I remember correctly, something like that.
Yeah.
The schedule says a Monday.
Real life, they'll be all on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Dynamic tracks need to be a thing, right?
They broke them with the tires. I think.
Yeah, I didn't even like know that was a thing before I got on iRacing. Of course, I
Gary,
got on.
when Gary found that about the tires being bad, he was furiously punching the air.
I am awful at saving my right front tire, and I found out that in the past that wasn't as important, and I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Like, I think everyone would agree that tire saving should be a part,
But it should be the whole thing.
No, yeah, it's ridiculous. Like I did like the tour truck race that I do, right? It's very frustrating when I had to go like literally 50%.
Right.
Because I know if I go harder, I'm just gonna lose. And
Exactly.
this is the second half of the race. Like the guy pulled out 9 seconds ahead of me, and I just went like 50% the entire run. I got it down to 1.5 seconds. I'm like, I don't feel like that's right. I'm not trying to go. I'm trying to go slow, and I'm going fast.
Yeah. It's just so like frustrating because like I want to race, but it's like I feel like right from after like lap 1, I'm like, if I even try and race, I'm just gonna destroy my tires, and then I'm just gonna pay for it later. So like it's just so hard.
It's sort of annoying.
A bit ridiculous. But yeah, I mean that's all I've known. I mean I came to iRacing in July of 2020, so that's literally all I've known, and I still can't get the tire saving down. But I mean whatever.
If they fix that, Gary might actually be halfway decent at
You never know. I mean I'm good on the short runs.
Hey, you're pretty good at play tracks, you know.
Yeah, play tracks. That's why I'm so excited for NIS that I'll be doing Thursday night. But
Doing Thursday night?
What's that?
I thought you were doing tomorrow.
No, I'll be doing YouTube stuff. I won't be able to do it.
Most of us are doing tomorrow.
Yeah, I won't. What time does it start?
5 o'clock.
No, it's 4 tomorrow.
4.
4?
If I wake up early enough, I'll be able to pull it off. Maybe, you know what? If you guys are doing it at 4, I'm gonna try and.
I most likely won't.
I most likely will, because I can do that, and then I could go right into my cup race league race afterwards.
We'll see what happens here.
Well, Gary, I'll tell you this: if you do it tomorrow, notify me. I won't be out there at the start, but I'll be able to spot later, probably.
Yeah, it's 200 laps. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ride in the back. I mean,
yeah.
Whatever happens.
By the time I get back home from work, you know, it might be go time.
It might be. It'll be interesting.
Also, because you know, Indy Road Course is NIS this year, right? So that's not the 100% race. They moved the Indy 100% race to the championship race at Phoenix.
Wait, so the Indy Road Course is going to be there too in NIS? You said.
So it's the exact schedule as it is. The only difference right now, it has Kentucky instead of Nashville. But I'm sure they're going to plan to add.
Is Nashville in iRacing?
Wait, so we got Bristol Dirt.
The super speedway thing that they're doing this year.
Yeah, is it in iRacing already or?
No, it's not.
Oh,
so I think
okay.
Kentucky's just a placeholder for now.
Okay.
Wait, we have Bristol Dirt then? Wait.
I think they're gonna add it.
Oh God.
God.
Yeah. I am.
Final my safety rating.
If you watch my core stuff, you know I'm not very good at dirt racing.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Hey, you know what? Everyone will be bad, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be equal. I won't be against those guys.
The thing is, no one knows how it's gonna handle.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be slipping and sliding like crazy.
Throttle control, son.
Well, the cup car, we don't know how it's gonna handle.
That'll be interesting. I can't wait to try and do it.
Circuit of the Americas too.
Yeah, road racing.
Hey, Daytona Road Course is next week.
That's the one. Like, you know, everyone's like, okay, I circle a race on my calendar. It sucks that I'm circling it so early in the season. But that's the one I circle. Is race number 2. And I mean, plate races I always look forward to because I can do something there. But definitely crash. Yeah, probably. Daytona Road Course is one I'm circling. I feel like I'm just improving a lot though at road courses in general. So like I could be a threat at other ones, but Daytona Road Course.
If you didn't spin out, you probably would have won the Nitro roller race.
Yeah, forehead.
Yeah, forehead. But I guess we'll move on from that. So
where the hell we got that conversation from?
Actually, could we talk about something that I didn't have scheduled because I completely forgot about it?
Go for it.
Hey, it finally happened. Lewis Hamilton 1 year.
Oh, Lewis Hamilton signed a contract. That's right, 1-year deal. You know what? It's interesting.
Did they say why it was 1 year?
They did not specify why.
I
Because
saw
he's owning Williams next year.
There's a lot of potential reasons, of course, but what I found the most interesting is Bottas also has a 1-year deal. George
Yes,
Russell has a 1-year deal. So
Russell's in Mercedes next year.
I guarantee.
100%.
I think everybody's pretty much known that since last season.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But who is he going to be in place of?
Lando Norris.
Bottas.
But I'm like, Hamilton.
Max Verstappen and George Russell and Mercedes.
Imagine
next year.
that.
Oh, holy shit!
I would not want to be Max Verstappen's teammate, not just because of like,
Be Lando Norris.
just because it's Max Verstappen, but I think there's a legitimate chance that Hamilton wins 8, then calls it.
I think there's a.
If he wins a championship this year, yeah, I think he calls it as well. I
If
think
he
This
he'll
guy
win.
said
if
He said if.
Okay, you're yeah. Okay.
When he wins
Good
his
point.
8th title this
Good
year.
point. Good point.
I think he'll call it. I think there's a very legitimate chance he calls it at the end of this year. I mean, does he really want to learn a brand new car that he might only stick around for a year or two? I don't know. Maybe he would want to flex that he also got in a completely new gen of Formula 1 car and still could win.
Yeah, we just don't know.
So I will find out at the end of this year, of course.
Thing
Now,
is,
if
though,
he-
if Lewis does want to continue after the season, does Mercedes want to pay him for another year? I don't think they will.
I saw today a graphic. I think it was on Reddit.
How much is the contract?
Well, I saw
A
it.
lot.
I saw in euros or whatever it was. They were doing a comparison of all the drivers.
Mm-hmm.
And Vettel was actually quite a ways down the list now, I think, because he settled for less for Aston Martin, I guess, or something. But Hamilton was over like double who was second. It was 40 million like
Max is
euros
second, right?
or whatever, or 40 million pounds, whatever it
That was
is.
his old deal.
I don't know. I mean, either way, we know he makes a lot of
I
money.
saw a number on it. I'm not going to say it specifically because I can't remember what it was now, but I saw a number the other day, and there was definitely a 4 and then something behind it. It was 40 something million.
45.
What? So much, like, dude makes so much money. But yeah, I mean, Hamilton.
It would be interesting.
Interesting, yeah, for sure. I mean,
It would be interesting if Hamilton retires. Do you think Bottas stays?
debatable.
Because who would replace him? That's the thing, right?
I mean, what if they bring up Ocon?
No, there's.
You never know.
Oh my
Because
god!
Toto Wolff
I
and
would-
Ocon, they're very close. He lent them to Renault. So like, I don't know.
I know, but you cannot tell me he's that good, man.
No, I don't think he's good. I mean, I'm a bit biased. I don't really like Esteban Ocon, especially
Honestly?
after a couple years ago at Brazil. But I don't think he's
pretty-
good enough to win a championship.
A pretty good replacement for Bottas could be Hulkenberg, because he probably would be willing to take less money to get into any ride than Bottas would want, and we know
But he'd
Hulkenberg
be
is
out 2
probably more
years,
talented
though,
than Bottas.
man. 2 years.
I heard that Aston
Vettel, out
Martin.
of nowhere.
Vettel. I heard Aston Martin was looking to have Hulkenberg as their like reserve driver all year.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't think he'll get much seat time, but you never know with the whole situation with the pandemic. He might end up getting another couple races in. But I don't think he'll go
drivers
there.
actually might be a huge thing this season.
Yeah, it
I
could
mean,
be.
Obviously, it could have been the same thing last season. It really wasn't, but still, the potential for it to be a big deal this season too.
As long as
Lewis
this
got
is going
knocked
on.
out for a race, and then Mercedes decided to screw up. The one time no one wanted them to screw up.
Right?
Also, completely off topic, but this brings me up to something that infuriates me. Today, baseball announced some of their stuff they're doing for this season,
Oh no!
and it's kind of ridiculous.
Are they delaying it a month or no?
No, they're not delaying the start of the season,
God, oh my!
but so they're still trying to find a way to get universal DH and expanded playoffs. But the thing that baseball did is they made mandatory anybody who comes in contact, and they didn't specify what comes in contact with, but they said anybody who comes in contact with someone who has COVID, they're going to have to sit out for a week.
Even even if they get like a negative test.
Yeah, they're going to have to sit out for a minimum of 7 days, no matter what.
I mean,
No
honestly,
matter what.
I think they have said though that like, you can get tested right away after
True.
exposure and still get a negative test and then end up being positive later. So I can kind of see the mentality there.
Yeah.
No, I mean I don't think it's a bad mentality to have, but I think it's a little bit ridiculous considering baseball teams are playing basically every day, and so that's going to screw over a team, and it also is going to like it's going to hurt that player because they're going to be missing a week of games that normally their body's conditioned to be playing every day, and it's going to hurt them when they
Yeah.
come back too. So
I mean, you've been seeing in the NHL, they've been getting a whole bunch of games postponed all the time right now. I just saw like last night or today, like 7 more games got postponed, and they had a deadline they were trying to hit to finish the regular season or whatever by. And it's pretty obvious they're probably not gonna meet that deadline with how many games were getting postponed. Like they're postponing so many, which I mean, rightfully so, of course. But yeah, it's interesting. Sports in general, very interesting situation to be in for last year, this year, probably another year. So interesting. But I guess anyone else got any really off-topic things before we move on?
I'll
Always down to just throw in some random things here and there.
I'll avoid for this episode.
Eddie, you got anything?
No, I'm good.
All right. So we'll move on. We're getting to the end here of the podcast. How long have we been going? We've been going about an hour and 10 minutes. We're doing pretty good here.
I'm surprised that
yeah.
it's been this short.
We only got 2 more topics to go, everybody. So we're gonna jump in to our Daytona 500 predictions. As you guys know, actually, we're gonna just do 2 parts. We're not gonna mess with the duels. Duels Thursday, everybody. Make sure to watch. I think it starts around 7.
Qualifying tomorrow.
Qualifying is the first part here. We're gonna predict who do you guys think is gonna get the pole. I am gonna say, hands down, a Hendrick Motorsports car, and I'm going to say going to be Alex Bowman. Now, Jay, what do you think?
are you sure you're not inside of my head? Because that was the exact same thinking that I was having.
Oh, there we have it.
For sure probably going to be a Hendrick car. Always is at Daytona, especially now that we're I think we've had single car qualifying for the last couple of years. But anyways,
got pole last year, right?
Bowman, I think, pole last year.
Stenhouse got pole. No,
Stenhouse got pole? Oh, God.
oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I still think it's Bowman.
Still a Hendrick Engines car, I believe.
Yeah, but they're not getting anything from Hendrick now this year.
Rip.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a Hendrick car, and then it's going to be Bowman. If not Bowman, maybe Chase.
I mean, yeah, I think it's Bowman. Jay thinks it's Bowman or Chase. Matt, what do you think?
I'm thinking.
Hey, Carter.
I mean, I'm kind of aboard the Chevy.
Oh God, here we go. Favoritism.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, but God, they like doing storylines. You know. Here's the thing. I'm like 90% sure they did rig like 500 qualifying.
I've seen the conspiracy with Austin.
It's
Dillon
a conspiracy that I can easily believe.
Danica Patrick got the pole in the 10 in her first full time or whatever it was,
and then Dillon got it in the 3.
And then Jeff Gordon in his final Daytona 500.
And then Chase Elliott and.
It's an interesting conspiracy, but I personally.
Ricky Stenhouse though.
Yeah, that's the. They're like, you know what? We're putting Stenhouse on the pole this year.
Hey, they need to hide it.
They do. That was their cover up.
If I'm gonna go for storyline, Larson.
Oh, I completely forgot about Kyle Larson.
That was my pick.
I forgot the Kyle Larson.
All right, here it is. Front row is Larson Bubba.
Oh my God.
Okay, so the thing is if Larson gets it though, that conspiracy theory or not, that would be a believable one as well because Hendrick car, Hendrick engine.
If Bubba gets the pole, sus.
Yeah, because that car should not qualify first. No chance.
Okay, we can't say that because we don't know yet how good the car is.
It's an AGR car basically.
Yeah.
They never qualify pole at Daytona.
It ain't gonna be P1.
Yeah, but I'll take Larson, I guess.
Larson. I want to change my answer. Storyline, it'll be Larson, but I think Bowman will get the pole personally. Eddie, what about you?
Karma took mine. I was gonna go with Larson, but my favoritism speaks Chase Elliott. You know what? For a sneaker, I'm gonna just sneak one right in there, right? I'm gonna say Eric Jones gets it.
Eric Jones.
Eric Jones.
I mean,
What
that would
a-
also be a story. The guy getting kicked out.
What a interesting headline it would be if Kyle Larson ends up on the pole.
I love it.
Because that is the most publicized poll you could say of the year.
Yeah, and then the Larson insufferable fans be like, "See, he's the best ever." I'm like, "You got the poll
Yeah.
And the sponsorship.
at Daytona. All you had to do is
Kind of
hold
like
the
Chase Elliott
throttle
fans
down
do.
and gently turn the wheel to
Listen,
the left."
I don't do that ever. Thank
Yeah,
you.
when it
I'm
comes
I'm
to-
not specifically like screaming at you, saying you. I'm just saying, you know.
That's me, Chase Elliott fan, right here.
Like, you
Birmingham.
cannot praise a driver for qualifying on pole at the Daytona
You
500
seriously can't. No,
or
it's
any
all
play
about the
track.
setup.
Or any
It-
play
I mean,
track.
you,
It's
in a way you
routine. It's
can
a
because the driver has to
course,
be
yes.
absolutely perfect to get the pole. So in a way you can, yes, but at the same time, no, it's all
Yeah,
about
if
It's
the
your
more-
name's
it's
Chase
more
Elliott and you're
the
on a
team.
road course.
It's more of a team thing on who gets the.
Yeah, it's more the setup, and it's also maybe getting that lucky gust to win down the back straightaway or that cloud cover. You know, it's all
Every
about
other
that.
track comes down to the driver at the end. Well, of course, the car is important too. But
Well, if you're Chase Elliott and go to a road course, then it's different.
yeah, we're talking about Daytona 500 though.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw here's all our predictions for the Daytona Road Course next week.
Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott.
Chase Elliott. All right.
So that was our
Best
qualifying
prediction I've ever
predictions.
heard.
We'll move on to now the Daytona 500 actual race predictions. Valentine's Day, that's best Valentine's Day ever right there. Is Daytona 500 NASCAR. It's gonna be great. So basically, my prediction to win, as a biased fan, I would like to see Denny Hamlin go 3 in a row. I would like to see Daniel Suarez win it. I would like to see Bubba Wallace win it. But I think there's a realistic chance that 9 wins it. But I do believe Denny Hamlin does make history and wins 3 in a row. The chances are very slim, and the fact that he could go 3 Daytona 500s in a row without getting cleaned out in a big one is unbelievable alone. But I do believe somehow he pulls off 3 in a row. What about Matt? Who do you think is going to win?
I just like throw my hand in a hat with all the names of this poll one. Jesus, man. I'm kind of with Gary that I just have a feeling Hamlin's gonna three-peat.
You have a feeling? I have a feeling as well.
I
Although,
have that three-peat.
I've had
feeling.
feelings in the past that were
low-key have
completely
that
wrong.
feeling too, but my prediction is gonna be out there.
But I don't want to be the same as Gary though. So I'm looking here thinking.
Honestly, you could just choose a random
Yeah.
name generator, and it could probably get pretty close.
honestly, I could just say Eric Jones, and it's like that's not even a biased thing. It's like you just could pick anyone. Yeah, I'll predict there will be carnage.
There we have it.
That's a
my
pretty safe
carnage.
prediction. That's a
Carnage.
pretty safe one.
You know what? Kyle Busch will win the 500.
Kyle Busch, who's never done that before, he's won a Daytona. He's just not won a Daytona 500. I
You gotta think at
don't
some
think it's
point.
happening. I think it gets cleaned out the big one. But it'll be interesting. You never know. Eddie,
You're assuming there's only one big one.
yeah, he gets cleaned out in one of them. I should say. Actually, okay. I think there's only gonna be one big one. But Eddie,
Doubt.
yeah, I'm probably wrong. But Eddie, what do you think? Who's gonna win?
Chase Elliott.
No, no hesitation.
No, but yeah, I want to see Chase with it. But my big surprise, I'm just gonna go with the really really long shot here, like the 125,000 plus odd, kind of shot here. Ryan Preece.
Ryan Priest, what a statement that would be. Can he keep the car on track long
He needs
enough?
to make the race.
Yeah, that's the first problem. He's gonna do that. No charter for that.
I think he would be one of the first cars that ever makes the race to win the 500 too. I don't know what that kind of stat line is.
The duels are actually like interesting this year because there's like actual like
Yeah, you got like Noah Gragson, Austin Cindric, Ryan Preece.
Preece,
Some
McMurray?
up and coming names trying to race the
McMurray.
win.
No, they have a charter, don't they?
No, McMurray has to make it. I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, no. Yeah, you're right. Spire.
Spire.
Is that car? Yeah.
It'll be an interesting one. Jay, did you? I think we send it over to you now. Who do you think's gonna win?
I'm gonna make an extremely outlandish pick here, just because it's the Daytona 500 and anybody can win. I'm gonna predict that Quinn Hoff's gonna win the race.
Haha.
That's not even funny.
That's
'Cause,
not
like,
even a good one. That's just like straight out of the sky.
Well, exactly, because the carnage
He'll
is just
lose the
it's gonna be
draft in
so
the
stupid
first
and
run.
ridiculous. Anybody can win that freaking race.
Quinn Helf, there you
It's
hear
gonna-
it. If Quinn Helf wins this race, I'm going to
Quinn
Jay for
House
everything.
wins the race. Reddit's just gonna explode.
Oh,
Hey, Quinn
But
Hoff.
no, like my
Well-
legitimate thinking is along the lines with Gary and Karma. Hamlin has a really good shot at getting 3 in a row, and that's the immediate guy that I feel is gonna win the race.
he knows how to be in position at play tracks, and he showed that so well at Talladega last year in the playoff race.
Oh, don't. I'm not. even
Other
starting
than the finish, he played that race perfectly. He waited for all the carnage to happen, avoided it all, and got himself in perfect position. And like I was like that dude just and someone I saw it was a picture of like the finish of the last just handful of plate races in general, and Hamlin's
He's
just
there.
if he's not winning, he's right in the mix. Like the guy knows what he's doing. Eventually, that luck's gonna come to an end. He's gonna get wiped out. Could be this weekend, but I usually, like I said, my feelings are usually way incorrect, but I also just have a feeling Hamlin's gonna win it.
Okay, I'll make an actual prediction here. It's a bit of a biased and favoritism one, but I'll predict
Matty
that
D.
Benedetto wins it.
Matt
Because I mean, he
A
he
good
is
plate
stupid
racer.
good at plate tracks.
yes,
He is a very good plate racer. He just gets caught up in the big wreck every single time. He has the worst luck at the plate tracks, even though he's incredibly good at them. So
Could've,
the plate race owes him one.
could have won
Eric
He'll get
Jones.
one
Talladega.
eventually.
Hey, I could be biased too and say Eric Jones is gonna win, and he's a really good plate racer too.
I mean,
John's
I was
another one,
biased,
yeah.
so I can't say nothing.
Elliott, good plate racer as well. De Benedetto could have won Talladega if William Byron didn't try to put him in the infield multiple
Hey,
times.
Eric Jones could have won.
Daytona. He could have won Daytona like 3 times now.
He could have won Talladega if Hamlin didn't go below the double yellow.
Eric Jones could have won both. Eric,
That
Eric Jones could
race.
have won both Talladega races last year.
I think all of our
I-
drivers were involved in that Talladega finish, other
I
than Elliott.
remember the Talladega race so
No, it
vividly
was.
because I had to go pick up groceries right towards the end, and I remember I was driving to the grocery store, and then I hear that De Benedetto got penalized, but was a leader, but got penalized, and I was screaming. I was mad.
I
But,
I
like,
was so upset.
what
I
a-
like how they get the Matty D call right, and I'm still in the camp that the Hamlin call was very wrong. That's
It
I mean,
was-
they first penalized Chase for doing that too with Chris Buescher, but then they found out Buescher pushed him below the yellow.
yeah.
didn't.
Overall, NASCAR did a really
That was
good job
that was a horrible
officiating.
NASCAR.
Yeah, like
Just
eh,
let the yellow line go out of the freaking shoe box right there at the end. Just screw it. Let
Yeah.
last lap.
just
do
let them
what
go
it was.
below the line at that point. I mean, heck, they went below
Yeah,
the line
honestly,
and kept
I
it
agree.
clean.
I agree. Yeah.
And like in my opinion, I am of course biased Hamlin fan, but Hamlin didn't do anything wrong. You can't be mad at him. That was just all on
No,
It
NASCAR.
was just terrible
I'm not.
officiating.
Yeah, I'm not mad at Hamlin. I'm mad at NASCAR because according to how the rule is written, Hamlin doesn't win the race.
There
Yeah,
was
they-
an
that was-
argument
that
that,
was
he
the
got
biggest
forced
joke.
because he did get kind of he was trying to avoid everything. So like
Here's the
it's
thing.
like that's
here's
why I
the
went
thing.
there.
When
But
Hamlin went below the yellow, there wasn't a car link there already, so there was no contact of force him below it.
although
Yeah,
like if I was in
he-
his
he
spot,
voluntarily went there.
the way those cars were coming down, I would have went below too. You know, it was just
Yeah.
such a bad look on NASCAR though with how they handled that, and
Yeah.
But overall, that finish was crazy. I remember how awesome that was. It was awesome. They're like they always say we can't like take away the yellow line rule on the last lap because there'd just be carnage. But I mean, they didn't even give a crap there, and that we saw how many cars go below the line on the last lap that time, and I mean they kept it clean.
Yeah, I think it should just be a last lap thing though.
I'm definitely leaning more towards it now because the yellow line ruins too many finishes.
It
And
does.
If
It
they
really
wreck,
does.
they wreck. They do it with the yellow line rule anyways. They clean out half the field. What's it gonna matter at this
Yeah.
point? So I mean they're some of the most skilled drivers in the world. So I mean if they wreck them, I mean who cares? I mean
And if somebody decides to go below the apron on the back straightaway, they know what they're doing. They're doing it at their own risk and potentially knowing
should
that
pay
they're
the
gonna lose
consequence.
themselves the race.
absolutely. If you're gonna
Alright,
make the
here's a
move,
quick-
you know.
I got a 500 prediction. Will there be yellow line controversy?
No.
No, I don't
Daytona's
think
a
so.
lot more safer with that than Talladega.
It's because Talladega's more wider.
Yeah,
Has
I
more
think
lanes.
I don't think there'll be
Daytona's
any.
more strict.
You might see like maybe towards sometime in the middle of the race someone gets forced below the line, but I don't think it'll be
I mean,
in the picture
we've
for the
seen it a few
finish.
times at Daytona. We saw it with Justin Haley.
Yeah,
Well,
well,
that's what
Haley was
Haley
just
was
a
big
goof
brain.
there. I mean,
Do you even blame him though? Like,
That's
that's
what-
like one of those things that I'm like,
it
man,
shouldn't
that's
be a
bruh
thing.
moment. That's a bruh moment.
I mean, he was going to win the race if he
True.
didn't go below the line, so why even take it away from him? But it's whatever. Yeah, I mean, he still didn't follow the rules, so it's on him. But so yeah, Eddie, you want to make an announcement? I heard potentially here in the podcast.
Well, are we at the end?
We got Q&A to do. So you want to do that, or do you want to do the Q&A?
I just want to make it interesting for the comment section, but we can do the Q&A.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
I'll
do
do that.
we'll do the Q&A first. Eddie's got an announcement. So, as you guys know, we have in our Discord server a podcast questions page
They're all for Gary.
thing, and we encourage everybody to ask questions directed at the four of us, not just towards myself. And we got a handful of questions that we're going to go through. I think how many questions should we go through today?
Fine with whatever. There's
Do
not a lot.
whatever.
Let's
Do whatever.
do. I think we choose like 5 every week is a good number.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I was thinking.
Depends how long the episode is.
I just look at the recent ones here. I'm trying to find something actually good here. What's your guys' favorite game? We've already done that. What was your thoughts on the Clash? Done that. Let's see here. What do we got? It's hard to find some good ones that I actually want to answer. We might not even get 5. I'm back in January.
I don't think we're getting any.
I'm in January now. How much to
Favorite
sponsor an
trucks-
episode? I want $100.
How about the favorite truck and Xfinity drivers?
I'm gonna be honest. I'll let you guys answer that. Truck series. I don't pay enough attention to even have one.
Yeah, I
And
don't either.
Xfinity. Gregson.
Same
Fair.
answer for me. Gregson's my favorite Xfinity driver.
Harrison.
Harrison Burton's a good one. Got punched right in the face by Gregson.
hey, and Gregson choked Texas XDDDD.
That was so bad. Oh my god.
Truck series for me, probably Sheldon Creed, Xfinity, AJ Allmendinger.
Allmendinger. I like AJ Allmendinger.
Yeah, Dinger's a good one, actually.
Here's an
The hard part with
interesting one.
picking Xfinity and truck drivers is that they're never there long enough.
Yeah, they're gone and out in a season or two. So, here's an interesting question: if you had to choose one NASCAR driver to be with on a stranded island, who would you choose?
Oh man. This is such a weird question because, like, all right, on the stranded island, what do we have? Do we need to survive or do we have luxuries?
We're gonna go. We need to survive. Okay. Oh God. Danny Hamlin.
Definitely not Clint Boyer for surviving.
I was gonna say the same thing with Kyle
But
Busch.
he would have the hunting down, I guess.
Oh, you know
The
what?
hunt-
Yeah, let's
the
go.
hunt, you have to be quiet.
Hunter, Martin Truex Jr.
Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking like Martin Truex Jr. or Ryan Newman.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Oh,
Truex. I'll go with Truex. Yeah, just because he knows how to get food, and that's what you need to survive.
I'm going Truex.
What are the other two? Jay.
I'll go with Truex if it's the one you got to survive with. If
Okay.
it's one you have luxuries with, I'll go with Jeff Gordon.
What about you, Jeff Gordon? Yeah, Jeff. That's good. I love that one.
Clint Boyer.
Probably for the survival, Truex. Luxuries, probably Chase Elliott.
Yeah, my luxury would be Denny Hamlin. And then yeah.
If we're going luxury, I guess.
Actually, no, I changed my answer. You know what? For the survival, I'm just gonna go with it. Tony Stewart.
Tony.
Screw it.
Yeah.
That's a great answer.
I just want to hear him
I'm gonna
bitch about
bust
everything.
I'm gonna bust that raccoon.
I just want to hear him talk shit about everything. That's
Um,
great.
I mean, luxury. Eric Jones?
Eric.
Mhm.
Uh,
Your favorite driver?
I'm checking out some of the other questions. Honestly, like, I think
Guys,
that's all we got.
Please.
If you're listening, I'll actually make a post in the thing
You know,
again.
I had a thing like a part of me thinks we should just do it live because then people can just ask questions there if they want.
We'll see. We'll figure it out. But I'll make a post on there, and honestly, in the YouTube chat comment section, if you're at this point, leave a question, anything. It doesn't have to be NASCAR related. It doesn't have to be related to racing or whatsoever. Anything you want.
Doesn't have to be Gary related.
And keep it.
Gary doesn't
Make
want it to be Gary.
Yeah,
related.
I don't. Yeah, if it's related to just me, I'm sorry, I'm not answering it. It's a 4-person podcast. Direct it towards us for just a question that can be answered by multiple people. Leave it in the comment section if you're at this point in the podcast. If you want it to be answered, we'll check back on there. And leave it in the podcast questions server on the Discord, where I'll make a post once again clarifying what we would like. But yeah, I mean, that really does it for episode number 3 of the Going Racing podcast. We did it right at an hour and a half. That was pretty good, guys. I think we did a good job today.
Do my announcement now, I guess?
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I forgot. Eddie has an announcement before we actually do the outro here. I actually have absolutely no idea what he's about to announce, so I'm curious myself. So
surprise to all of us.
Surprise.
So,
what is it?
As we all know, I'm gonna be going to be a free agent for Nitro Heat.
Uh-oh.
As of this
Wait. Technically,
You're messing it up.
you can't technically announce it though.
I'm not announcing where I'm going.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give the options to the comment section of where I should possibly go.
Oh,
Oh no.
as long as he doesn't turn into a Hendrick Motorsports simp again, I'm okay with wherever he goes.
I'm giving 4 car numbers for the comment section to tell where I should go drive for next season. The 9 car, the 20 car, the 43
That's
car,
Happen.
or the 1 car.
I'm gonna count out one of those for sure. Personally,
Yeah, the 20.
we can't
the
say
20
why.
can happen.
We can't say why. But interesting. Yeah. Okay. You know what? How many comments do I think you're gonna get? 0.
0.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I agree.
You never know, though. I
Okay,
mean, I
well,
could
just
add everyone.
Cut it to the 9, the 43, or the 1 car. Those are my 3 options.
Okay. I hope the 43 of the 1. Anyways, that's Eddie's announcement. Honestly, I thought it was about to be something regarding his life. He was, like going to sign a contract with someone, but here we are with Nitro. Anyways,
Shit, everyone sponsor me. Hook up.
yeah,
Shit.
hook him up. Hook me up. Come on, I need a sponsor.
I'm a
please.
streamer, man. I'll put your plug out there. Let's get it.
Twitch affiliate. He's trying to be Twitch affiliate. I'll link your guys' Twitch and stuff in the description. But yeah, I mean, that does it for episode 3 of the Going Racing podcast. We greatly appreciate any of you that came out, and we're available on multiple platforms: Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, maybe. I don't even know. I was checking the stats today. I think we have 14 plays on episode 1 on Spotify, and then like 13 on episode 2, which in my opinion I thought was actually pretty decent. So yeah, we appreciate you guys coming out to listen, and just let us know what you thought about all the stuff we talked about with the Clash, the NASCAR Coca-Cola race at Daytona, and your predictions for the Daytona 500. We would love to hear them. But thank you all for coming out. Like we said once again, and for myself, Eddie, Matt, and Jay, we would like to just hope for everyone to have yourselves a great day. And once again, thank you for coming out. Have a great day, everybody.